Dinner's on. Both dogs have been out. It's now around 7:30. We got out around 5 a.m. and Edward is anticipating. He is excited. If dogs have that emotion, these are sprouts for later. And this is actually what a very angry, petulant, gay, not happy guy ended up paying for because I ran out of money at the store. And it was only $5. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. I'm having some issues with the dogs because of something that's happening. Edward has he has a lump and it needs to be fixed. And if somebody wants to donate, they can. It is huge. Okay, that's enough. And Thelma is completely blind, so it's causing commotion. And the fact that we don't have enough space for 2 years and 5 months is coming to a head. And it's not a pretty one. And it is, that's a short version. So I was born January 5th, 1960. I never had elk meat in my life, and I don't want any now. It smells damn fine. This is, I'm shaking because of something that just happened. That's what I'm eating, and I am happy to eat that. That is cranberries, bananas, and local apples, which I've just run out of. This is beautiful lilies, which I bought, and I hadn't bought any lilies for a while. I asked my son to buy me some. That hasn't happened for 6 years. And so pumpkin seeds are really good for male prostate, especially on a dog. So this is Thelma. She doesn't have a prostate. Not that I know. Okay, that's enough. That is enough. And my dogs are such good dogs. Just what happened. So I'm feeding 1 pound a piece. This is about, or sorry, half a pound a piece. That's 1 pound. It's enough, Thelma. Thelma now communicates with growling. Not a lot, but they can smell the meat and they're really hungry. This is the last of the meat. And then, so anyway, why did I say my birthday? Because I was born in Quesnel, and so this was Bowron Lakes. I'm very distracted right now. I want you to sit down. Shh. Bowron Lake, outside of Quesnel, where my grandpa, Winthrop Townsend, that's another story, he had a store, a convenience store, and he made a fortune. He was also kind to a lot of people. There are good points about everyone. My uncle was a pedophile, and it was my uncle, Jimmy Townsend, that admitted that to me at Church on the Run when his son, James Jr. or Jimmy Jr. Townsend, took me to Church on the Run with my brand new baby and said, "Cousin Kathy, you are going to hell. You will burn in hell." That's what he said when he drove me back from Church on the Run. Phew, talk about passive-aggressive, hey? I never called him again, ever. It was supposed to be a friendly cousin encounter. Never knew this was going to come up. And it was because my beautiful son vacuumed the church. Okay, that's what age he was. Old enough to walk. So he was between 1 and 2 years old. He walked before 1 because he's a super intelligent being because he was raised by me, part of the reason. So James Townsend heard his dad, Jimmy Townsend Sr., admit to me after I said, "What happened to my mom? I know that Grandpa was a pedophile and he did things to Chicky and Harvey," because I could see the results. "And I know he did something more." And he said, and then Jimmy Townsend Sr. said, "Yes, your mom, Chicky, and Harvey were all sexually abused by Dad. He didn't put his own name in there, but I could tell by his symptoms that he was absolutely abused, and that's how he attracted." I won't say her name. She's still alive, so I'll give her that credit. Starts with an M, and all her symptoms are really readily available showing, and the symptoms on those 4 children is terrible. And my youngest cousin starts with an M as well. Of the 4 children of the mother, starts with an M. Jimmy's kids, she has severe addiction thanks to Harvey sexually abusing her at an early age, and Jimmy Townsend Jr. admitted that many, many years ago. Of course, none of my family sees me because they would rather look into their shrouded veil of denial, and that is just fine because they're dangerous to be around, literally. And so I'm shaking inside from what just happened. So this elk meat smells good, looks good, and I honestly know that the quadriplegic, the new friend and client in a wheelchair that gifted my dogs with this last elk that he had, and the deer meat that we now have, that it's even labeled. His father went and hunted this for him because he said, I want wild meat, Dad. I want wild game, because he's been in a wheelchair since he was young. His parents lived for him. His mom just died 2 years ago. Richard, bless you. Bless you, Richard. So I went to see Richard a short while ago, and he paid me just to talk like a counselor. He paid me some money, and I saw the good side of him. He gave me another bit of money about a week or two ago to say sorry for what he did about 4.5 years ago, when he was a different person, let's just say, before his mom died, when he developed more compassion after his mom died, and some revelations came to him. A lot of people have a lot of lessons. I worked in a brain injury clinic, and I helped Frank Roberts, who wrapped his car around a tree and developed a brain injury. But the biggest brain injury was the medication that the government gives. That won't make me loved by a lot of people to say that. So for 2.5 months, I helped Frank Roberts. I healed him of all of his diseases immediately. Darlene Jura, Jew, she actually commended me and offered and gave me the commendation. I made that public before. I'll probably make it public again. I'll probably interview her. And Frank is still alive, but she wrote to me, told me that he had gained back all the weight the minute I left. Now, I had to leave. People were out to destroy us. When they found out what I did, the healing that I was responsible for Frank Roberts. Plus, there was a pedophile that was looking after, like a homemaker on premises, a male that was doing things to Frank Roberts. I could tell by the way he sidled over to him, walked behind him with his penis in his pants, pushing Frank. It was disgusting. And I made that known to Darlene because I could see that Frank was being taken advantage of. You have to protect the children. You have to protect the animals. You have to protect the aged and the vulnerable. You can't let people be hurt. Now, if you have been abused and you have not woken up to your abuse, because most of us have been abused in one way or another, you have to help others. Of course, your sight will not be as clear, your vision not as keen when you have not done your work. And even when you've been raped, abused, mortally wounded, you must still, Edward, you must still, he's talking to Thelma right now. It's enough. So you must, okay, I'm very, very distracted. It's just so much to deal with right now without a home. This is not a home, this is an office. And the rent went up another $100. And because if I make a complaint, I don't have a home. This is a dog kennel. It is clean, it was safe in some ways, but it is not what we are going to thrive in. I'm gonna cry right now. I've been up since 11 p.m. And what I just went through being knocked down at the park. Okay, I wasn't completely knocked down. Yes, an 80-pound Labrador Retriever of 8 months old came at me, loved me, and jumped up on one to play because the Japanese girl, Kimoto, did not know how to train him. So I spent some time showing her. But I think she might be abused where she's living. It just comes to me now because all she did was say, I'm sorry. I said, you've done nothing to hurt me or to hurt anyone else. I could see she totally loved that dog, but she's not being loved. And there's only so much I can embrace. So it's a good thing I'm not wearing a light pink jacket, or I would be without laundry. That's the biggest thing for other people that live on the street is they don't have fresh laundry. That's people with dignity that still have self-respect. And there are plenty of people like that. There are a lot of people now ending up homeless because of the economy and the economics of um, adding poverty to the conscious unconscious quotient, because the rich and wealthy, the non-elite, who and those other sick confederations want to see a gross disparity. They want to kill off those without. Okay, so I just fed them the broccoli. I just fed them the cabbage, and I'm going to feed them some of the pomegranate, which is in, no, it's my bananas in that one. So I'm usually multitasking, which isn't the healthiest thing. And I don't really like this maca. It's not my favorite. I believe that there's something happening with the maca industry. I'll tell you another time. People should be paying for my information. So you want to send me some purple black maca that you know is a high strain because it's an adaptogen. Send it to me. My dogs thrive on it as well. I raised my son of 6'3" on it. I better go now because I only have a certain amount of time on this silly phone. Much love to you, and give to others that are giving. As people like me ask me what I need, not even what I want. Much love to you. Happy holidays, and may I give myself one. Thank you.